So the judges model was obviously an epic failure. So let's try a new model, the prophets. So God sends this amazing, amazing guy, Samuel, to be a spiritual leader for the nation of Israel. And this guy has got everything. I mean, he's got a really important family, and, you know, his mom bargains with God and has a baby. Boom. Okay? You don't get more connected than that. Okay? Samuel's spiritual awakening is one of the cutest stories in existence. I mean, God's like, Samuel, Samuel, and Samuel like runs on his little legs to Eli the high priest, and he's like, I'm here, did you call me? And Eli's like, I didn't call you. God is calling you. Say I'm here, I'm here. And like, you know, then God reveals himself to Samuel, and it's like, oh my God, it's so weird. And he's a, you know, he's got integrity and splendor, and this guy is amazing. And he's great. He's a great leader. And then the nation of Israel is like, no. We decided we want a king. Samuel's like, so I speak the word of God, and God says that's a bad idea. And the nation's like, well, we hear what you're saying, but we talked about it and we decided we want a king. And the rest of the book is like a big giant I told you so. So we start with Saul, which is God's like, all right, they want a king, let's give him a king. So I found this guy, he's pretty tall, go find him, he's the tall one. Okay, King Saul, great. Anyway, 2 years later, God's like, I changed my mind, I don't like this guy, I want to find a different king. And Samuel's like, you can't do that, we already have a king. And God's like, I'm God, so I decide there's a new king. So go to this one place in this guy's house in Bethlehem, and it's one of his sons. Okay, so Samuel goes to the house of Jesse. Jesse brings out his eldest son. God says, nope, not him. Next, okay, second son. Nope, not him. Next, until he's out of sons. And Samuel is like, does anybody else live here? And Jesse's like, only the servant's son, David. And he, you know, brings out this pipsqueak nobody from his cupboard under the stairs, and God's like, that's the one. And Samuel's like, are you sure? And God's like, yes. The things I really love about the book of Samuel, I mean, besides, you know, magic and witches and prophecy and mediumship and just all around genuine discussions of corruption and toxic masculinity and violence in the context of leadership, is the absolutely heart-melting romance that is David and Jonathan's relationship. And especially how it drives the sages insane. They're like, no, there is not a male-male ship in the Bible. There can't be. That's not allowed. Meanwhile, it's like the sages. Men are not allowed to love men. The Bible. The moment he laid eyes on him, Jonathan's soul became bound to the soul of David, and he loved him more than he loved his own self. The sages. So David and Jonathan just had a very platonic, strong affection for each other. The Bible. They kissed. The Bible. And Jonathan gave David everything. He gave him his coat, and he gave him his bow, and he gave him his sword. Sages. Men are not allowed to be gay. Men are not allowed to love other men. The Bible. Jonathan and David met up secretly in the woods and shared intimate conversations. And Jonathan stood up to his father in front of a room full of people in defense of this other dude. To be fair though, people are absolutely right to say that David and Jonathan were not gay. David was bisexual. He had 18 wives. Sages. No, it only says that Jonathan loved David. It doesn't say that it was the other way around, okay? The Bible. David is heartbroken and torn to pieces by Jonathan's death and writes the most epic eulogy of all time, including the words, "How have the mighty fallen?" and "In life and in death we're never parted." This is what my story, Loving the True King, is really about, because it's just exploring the really unusual relationships that David and Saul and Jonathan have with each other. Because they have these really powerful, really evocative, I don't know, even, they're just really intense relationships. Even when things are bad, they're seriously intense. And when things are good, they're mega intense. These men live and die for each other. Literally. And it's just so profound. And so my story explores the different relationships between the characters and the characters' relationships to concepts of violence and toxic masculinity in terms of leadership. It's called Loving the True King, and I'll let you know when it comes out. Thank you for watching my review of the book of Samuel and the most epic romance in the entire Old Testament. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you did. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, bye!